What's up, folks? Looking for lunkers, back out here with you on the water. When you're out looking for lunkers and you ain't catching nothing but skunkers, you better go out and get yourself some grande bass. Woo! First thing I'm gonna throw is black and blue football head jig. That's half ounce black and blue football head jig with the butt end of a black and blue Senko. I've trimmed that skirt up, compacted it down real good. I had a subscriber ask me if I could go into a little more detail about how I'm retrieving my lures. So let me say right here, just in case this makes it to the final cut, I vary it quite a bit. I do different things quite a bit. Right now, I'm just trying to fill every little piece of gravel down there. That's the way I generally start off. I generally start off slow, and then I'll speed up as I go. I'm gonna reel down here. I'm using my reel down there until I feel that I'm right up against something, okay? I don't know how much pressure it's gonna take to pop that loose. At this moment, I don't know. For all I know, I may have to go over there and get it. But that's what I'm feeling for, is those little snags. You see my rod tip loading up. That's because I'm hung up on something right there. All right. When you get hung up on something like right there, like that, you know, you load your rod tip up like that, okay? Load your rod tip up, dip it and pop it, okay? Sometimes you want to pop it a little harder than others. Sometimes you have to pop it a little harder than others. But when you pop it free, it causes your lure to jump and it looks like something fleeing, which a lot of times will trigger a bass's reaction. It'll trigger them to react. They see something flee. So look here now, you see it's 100% slack in my line right there, okay? Now I'm gonna reel into it. Now that lure down there, even though that's a ½ ounce jig, okay, that lure is gonna start to move before you think it is. It's gonna move unless it's hanging behind something, all right? So you reel down into it gently. Reel down into it gently. Watch your line while you're doing this. Reel down into it gently, watching your line, because if your line starts moving off one way or the other, that means that something's picked it up before you ever reeled the slack up out of it. All right. If it hits the water and it sinks and you're watching your line, but it's like it just never sinks, it never hits the bottom, and you know that, you know, the water's not that deep, that means something's got hold of it. Reel the slack up real quick and swing on him. But now I'm going a little bit faster. And we started off just trying to fill every little piece of gravel down there, right? Now I'm gonna speed my retrieve up a little bit. I'm just gonna tick the tops of it. That's a little fishing lingo that I don't know if I created it or not, but I'd never heard it before the first time I said it. I was telling old Ultralight Dwight that I was just ticking the tops of shit, and I realized that was all one word in fishing lingo, ticking the tops of shit. And sometimes I'll give it a crank or two and then let it sink back down to the bottom. Give it a quick crank or two, let it drop back down. I might give it a little pop. But at the end of the day, folks, there's not a whole lot of rhyme or reason. I mean, there is, it's in my mind, and I don't even know what I'm doing part of the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mentally thinking about what I'm doing always. A lot of times I'm not thinking about what I'm doing. What that's called, some of you may know that, but what that's called is a fast brain activity. You have fast brain activities, you have slow brain activities. Sometimes I have to engage my slow brain, slow down and think about what's going on and look at things. Y'all have heard me talk about the oil on the top of the water. That's a slow brain activity. That's when you slow down, you look at the big picture, and you start thinking about what you're trying to accomplish and how to get that accomplished. That's a slow brain activity. A fast brain activity would be, oh, I don't know, wiping your butt in the morning. You know what I'm saying? You don't think about it. You just do it. You don't have to put any thought into it. When you close the door behind you, you're not thinking about how to close that door. It's just muscle memory. I guess that might be the easiest way to think about it. Is a fast brain activity is muscle memory. A slow brain activity is when you stop and think about it. So, you know, use that to your advantage. If possible. I've implemented that strategy into my fishing routine. Give it a Google, fast brain, slow brain. Learn a little bit about it and then apply that to your fishing strategies or just your life in general. It fits. Now we're gonna just do a little ticking the tops of shit right here. When you're ticking the tops of shit, y'all, you'll feel that thump. You'll clearly feel it. Like that. That's what happens when you're ticking the tops of shit, y'all. Look here. Ooh, buddy. Ooh, buddy. This guy's feisty. Oh boy. I know you guys just saw that. Alright then. You see that little hook in the tail? You always want to rig that little hook in the tail downwards. Alright. Let's get in this old placino bag and get us another worm. And I'm gonna give you another little tip while I'm doing this. Any of you guys that watch my channel now, you know how much I like those 7-inch Senkos. Alright. Now this right here, this is my used bag. This is the tip, folks. Have you a second package of them? Get you 2 bags. Take all the baits out of one bag, put it into the other bag. Save the empty bag, okay? Now that empty bag, what you're gonna do is you're gonna save them, because look here, that's what this is. That's a 7-inch Senko, y'all. That's not your standard 5-inch Senko. When you blow these guys out, don't throw them away, keep them and use them as trailers for your jigs. You can take it and cut it off down here at the egg sac, okay? That makes a perfect size trailer. All right, now we got this trailer back on, let's get back out here and try to do it again. What I'm gonna do right here, y'all, is I'm gonna give this one just a second, because I want to drink a coffee, and sometimes this is when you get hit. You think about it like this, all right? let's say a taco from outer space come crashing through your ceiling and landed on your dining room table. You're gonna be surprised at first. You're gonna look, what the heck is that? All right? And if that taco's just laying there looking all delicious, you might, run in there into the dining room table, grab that sucker up and slam it in one bite, But then again, if that taco comes slamming through your roof onto the dining room table, and you look in there and it's flopping around acting a fool, you're probably gonna run out the front door trying to, get away, because you don't know what this taco from outer space is about to do. Think about that in regards to the bass. And when you make your initial cast, any of you that fish bait casters have chunked a lure out there, backlashed your reel, had to pick that backlash out, and lo and behold, there he is. I've had that happen more times than I know. When you pull up into it and you start to pull the slack out of your line, if you cast it over there and now it's over here, set the hook, reel down until you feel the weight, and swing. Sometimes I like to use a straight tail. Sometimes I like to use a straight tail trailer like I am right now. I've had a lot of luck with that. Sometimes I like to use a flapping trailer, like a crawl or a paddle tail. Generally it's a crawl. Generally it's either going to be a straight tail or a crawl trailer, one of the two. Look here. We got him that time. Now see, I never felt this fish. He didn't thump it. He just picked it up. If I hadn't have been watching my line, I wouldn't have known that he had it. But I was just reeling it in, ticking the tops of shit. And he picked it up, started swimming off with it, started moving off to the left. That's how I knew he was on there. I didn't really sense it. I just saw it. Let's see if we can actually get this one in the boat. Might even take a picture with him. Let's do that. Let's take a picture with him. Capture. Capture. All right, let's get this boy back in the water. You've been captured, fella. The teeth hanging up on my gloves. Wow! I'll take them like that all day long. Big or small, I love them all. Look here, yo. That was a bite. Well, you let it go, though. Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. Yeah. Got him. He's just a little feller. There you go, fella. Little smallmouth. Easy does it. Just a little smallmouth. Look here. Get back in there. Oh, there's a bite, y'all. Oh, we got it too. We got him for now anyway. We can... Oh my goodness gracious. That was a big one, y'all. Holy cow. I know y'all can't feel what I'm feeling right now, but that's the feeling of heartbreak. That one was well over 4 pounds. Uh-oh, there's a bite, y'all. Oh, we got him hooked. He feels big too. No, he don't. Yeah, he does. Can't tell. So excited. It feels like a good one, y'all. We're gonna try to keep him on here. Hopefully we can succeed. Yeah, this feels like probably a 4 pounder right here now. Why is he? What do we got? We got a catfish. We got a big old flathead, folks. Look at this. There's a big old flathead right here. That's a good eating size flathead. Goodness gracious, look at this. Look at this boy. Okay. And slime my line up. Look at that. Let's get back here and get him. Oh, come here, boy. It's your lucky day. Goodness gracious, look at the size of that flathead, folks. Capture. Capture. Alright, let me get him back in here. Woo! He ready to go. Wow! What we got right here, y'all, this is a grande bass. 6.5 inch grande bass airtail wiggler. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this for the wind, but I got a rattle in the tail. That's one of the cool things about these grande bass airtail wigglers, y'all. That bulbous tail right there. Here, look, I'll pull it out for you so you can see it. That tail right there is hollow. It's a bubble. You can fill that bubble full of crappie nibbles, put a cent in the water, or you can put one of these grande bass sells these little rattles too. Looks like almost like a little Christmas light, and it's got 2 little balls in there, and you just plop that bad boy right down in there and it stays in there well. I've never used rattles, never used scent, never used anything, just used these guys straight out the package, and they've always been a producer for me. So the jury's still out on what's going to happen when I catch a fish on one. I hadn't caught one with this rattle yet. Maybe we'll find out right here real quick. Be nice, wouldn't it? I swear that one I lost right there was well over 4. He looked like a 5. Oh, look here, look here. Maybe this is him. No. 1.5. Look at that, boy. I tell you what, though. That grande bass airtail wiggler. I've been telling you and I've been telling you. Told everybody about them 1,000 times. Probably tired of hearing about them. But look at that. I've been sitting here for well over an hour casting. Come here, guy. That's a good one right there. Hell, he's 2. I thought he was 1.5 pounds. He's 2. Yeah. When you're out looking for lunkers and you ain't catching nothing but skunkers, you better tie yourself on some grande bass. Woo. Let's get a picture of this guy. Capture. Capture. There he is, y'all. When you're out looking for lunkers, you ain't catching nothing but skunkers. Tie yourself on some grande bass. It'll save you day. Grande bass. Woo. When you're out looking for lunkers, and you ain't catching nothing but skunkers, you better tie yourself on some grande bass. Lunker lesson number 1, folks. When you're out fishing and it's hot, don't forget to drink your water. Let's make our way right up there to that shady spot. I'm gonna rig up some grande bass on our way. We're gonna fish around and find out. We're gonna throw that on a free rig, folks. We're gonna throw these crush crawls on a 1/4 ounce free rig. We're gonna throw these 1/4 ounce crush crawls on a free rig. And we're gonna throw these kickback shads, 3.75 kickback shads. We're gonna throw them on that free rig too. Well, I sure do want to throw one of these kickback shads. But that right there, that black and blue has been the color of the day so far. Let's go ahead and rig one of these up. Let me show you something, y'all. Look here. See how I've got this pulled up here? Most folks are gonna pull it up, twist it on up over the eye, get it over the keeper, and be done with it. They're gonna rig it up, be done. Not me. Not looking for lunkers. No, sir. I'm gonna pull it all the way up on the line like that right there. And then I'm gonna pull it back up in there and seat the eye of that hook inside the bait. In case y'all didn't notice, I've got this hook snailed, and it's a difficult hook to snail, but it can be done. I snail my hooks because all I want coming out of there, out of that plastic, is the line. I don't want no knot coming out. I don't want the knot tearing up my plastic. It'll make your plastics last a little longer too, you know, because you ain't got that big knot inside there. Look at that, boy. I mean, you can't find a bait that rigs up much better than that. What we got here, all right, we got this 4-inch crush crawl. It's on 17-pound line. I know this seems heavy, seems like heavy line for a free rig, but look, let's just call it a power free rig. We'll call it power free, all right? The power free rig. Over here. Is he on there? No, he's not. Oh, something playing with it. But the Jika rig is basically a free rig, only the weight and the hook are connected with a split ring. I think he may have it. He does, look here. Look. We're gonna lay into him. He's got it in his mouth right now. I'm just leading him, look here. Just a little guy. He just picked it up and was swimming off with it. Look at this little fella. Goodness gracious, look at that little guy. Where's that hook at, boy? This is way too big of a crawfish for you, son. There we go. Ain't not bad. Okay. He wasn't too bad. He is bleeding a little bit. I wish I had a Mountain Dew on me. There he goes. Grande bass. Airtail wiggler. In the trees. In my power cords. Goodness gracious. When you're out looking for lunkers, folks. Capture. 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 All right, buddy. Be all right. Sorry, I ain't got no Mountain Dew for you. Well, folks, I don't know if I even got that last catch on video or not. Been having so much trouble with this GoPro. You can't just see it, you know. And it seems to want to shut off on me. I feel like it was, I don't even know. Goodness, I swear. Oh. God. Maybe we'll be recording this time. Probably not. Oh yeah, I'm sure we were recording that time. This water is green and funky. There's a bite right there. And you got it. We got him. Well, we got a hook in him. He's just a little guy, but grande bass kickback shad, y'all. Yeah. Let's get a picture. There we go. Capture. Capture. There he is, y'all. You out looking for lunkers? You ain't catching nothing but skunkers? Tie yourself on some grande bass. That's the kickback shad. Oh boy. Goodness gracious. Get over here, big guy. Settle down. Boy, look at that, y'all. That's a lunker right there. Capture. Capture. Come on, guy. Four or five. Y'all see that? 4 or 5. Let's get this guy back in the water. That water's hot, boy.